cause a poor posture. Now, if you have a poor posture, or you found that you slouch or slump in your chair, or you have rounded shoulders, it is possible that you have tried to correct your posture. However, when you try to correct your posture, after a little while, you found that you have slipped back into a poor posture again. So now this usually is a repetitive thing that goes on, and it is not very easy to break out of a poor posture. Now, it is very important to address the root cause of this poor posture, and that is how you can move on from this poor posture into a good posture. Now, why it's important is because your poor posture can lead to a lot of other issues like loss of balance, muscular pain, back pain, neck pain, joint pains, etc. And of course, it can also move on to other issues, like it can be the predisposing factor for a lot of other issues such as disc pain, stenosis, etc., etc. Now, we are not getting into the details of that, but yes, it is very important to correct your poor posture. So, one of the main causes, I mean, there are lots of causes, but one of the main causes of a poor posture is a weak core. Now, what exactly is a core? I have done a video on the core before, and if you're interested in knowing the details, you can go to my YouTube channel and search the word core muscles there, and you'll be able to come up with it. Or just go to YouTube, just type my name, Swati Prakash, followed by core, and it'll come up there. Now, before we jump into what is a core and how does what do you mean by a weak core, and how does a weak core contribute to a poor posture? For those of you who don't know me, my name is Swati. I'm an executive mom power coach. I help moms of younger kids who work in high stress executive jobs manage the aches and pains, that is the physical challenges that come with on your motherhood journey. So, what exactly does that mean? So, in simple English, if you have spinal, that is back and neck, or joint pains that have started during your pregnancy, childbirth, or the early toddler years, it this is the this is where I come in, and I help you with managing these aches and pains with simple lifestyle changes, easy tips and exercises that you can incorporate into your existing daily schedule, not taking away a chunk of your time. Because, hey, I know as moms, we are busy people, and as working moms, we're definitely busy people, right? So, anyway, going back to the topic for today, can a weak core cause poor posture? So, core muscles, usually, core is a term that's very loosely used, and most of the people think of the core as your six pack abdominal muscles or stronger muscles. However, what does a core mean is a core is not just one muscle, but they are like a couple of muscles that are present in the deepest layer of your body. So when you're looking at somebody from the surface, so if you're looking at somebody's back, you see all these muscles. These are the superficial muscles. These are the ones that create movement in your body. So for example, if I'm getting up from my chair, if I'm moving my arms around as I'm talking to you, these are all the movement muscles that are creating the movement in the body. However, if you then peel away these layers of muscles, the deepest layer that you find, so if you're looking at, say, your lumbar spine or your lower back, the deepest layer of muscles that you find along the spine, around the spine, which work as a scaffolding or a support around the spine, these are the core muscles, also known as the stabilizer muscles. Now, the reason being that they stabilize your spine. Now, these muscles are found in every part of your body, so it's not just the spine. But let's take the example of lumbar spine. Now, if you look at your lumbar spine, your core is like a cylinder. So you've got your diaphragm, that is the muscles right under your lungs, the diaphragm on the top, and you've got the pelvic floor at the bottom. You've got the deepest layer of abdominals, that's the transverse abdominis, going around like a corset. And then you have these very tiny muscles, which are known as the multifidus or multifidi. They are going from one vertebra to another. So you can imagine the depth at which they're present if they're going from one vertebra to another. So all these together, all these muscles together are the core muscles of your lumbar spine. So similarly, you have core muscles in the other parts of your body, other joints, your neck, mid back, etc., etc. Now, the reason I'm going into the details is because this will help you understand the reason why core muscles, when they are weak, they can contribute to a poor posture. Now, your core muscles and your global muscles, that is the big superficial muscles, have got different types of muscle fiber. So, your stabilizer or core muscles have type 1, that is a slow twitch fiber. Now, what that means is basically if you look at the example of a light switch. Now, if I switch on, I turn on the light switch and I leave it on, that would be similar to your core muscles. The slow twitch fibers are always on. So they are always activated. So that muscle is always working. Whether you're sitting, standing, whatever you're doing, the core muscles are always switched on, but they have this property where they don't get fatigued, they don't get tired. Okay, so now obviously you can't I mean okay, let's not get into details. Let's go back to the now the movement muscles or the bigger muscles. These are made of type 2 fibers, that is the fast twitch fibers. So they are meant for bursts of activity. So it's like a light switch. So you switch it on and you do whatever you need to do, and then after a while you switch it off. For example, if I'm reaching somewhere with my arm, now this is a burst of activity that's happening in the movement muscles. At the same time, my core muscles are stabilizing my shoulders so that I can actually reach out. So these two muscles work in conjunction with each other, but they have very different properties when it comes to their muscle fibers. So now what happens is, now the uh, if you have a weak core, that is your type 1 fibers, your stabilizers are weak. So your if you go back to the example of your lumbar spine, if my stabilizers are weak, they will not be able to support my lumbar spine. They will not be able to stabilize my lumbar spine. And what will happen is all the load of maintaining a good posture or maintaining a posture will come onto my movement muscles. But the movement muscles are not meant to be switched on all the time. So after a while, what will happen is you will slouch. And if you're looking at the shoulder, you will have rounded shoulders. You will poke your head out like this. So basically, you will get into a poor posture. If your core is strong, it is able to stabilize your spine and it is switched on all the time. You're able to hold that good posture. Now, this is a very simplified version. There are many factors that affect your posture and contribute towards a good posture or a poor posture. But this is the reasoning behind why, if you have a weak core, you will most probably have a poor posture, because even if you repeatedly and consciously put your movement muscles into that erect posture and make them contribute to the erect posture, after a while they'll get tired, they'll get fatigued, and again you'll slouch back. And this is also the reason why when you try and sit upright, after a while your back starts to feel tired and then you just slouch back again. So this is how your weak core will contribute to a poor posture. Now, if you want to address this, if you feel you have a weak core and you want to address this, um, you will have to work on achieving and maintaining a good posture. There is a free training that I did in my community. It's a free community. I will leave a link in the description of this video, and if you're watching me on Instagram, the link is in my bio. Once you click on my bio, it takes you to another page, and scroll down, you'll find my community there. So if you work on maintaining achieving and maintaining a good posture, that's half the battle won, right? And if you are wondering, how do I know if I have a weak core, I'm going to address this in my next video, where I'm going to talk about the signs of a weak core, so you can watch out for that video. Alrighty, I hope this was useful and it gives you a little insight about your posture and how and why you get a poor posture. Alrighty, I'll see you guys next time. If you have any comments, drop them below this video and I'll address it